Lesson 1. The story of first love is about trying to get away from our parents, about becoming independent and distinct persons. Usually, we choose our first love in an initial step toward that separation. Some of us pick a partner who is very different from our parents, or someone our parents would strongly disapprove of. If we do not feel guilty about leaving our parents, we may pick someone different and allow ourselves pleasure in the relationship. Those who feel guilty about leaving their parents may do the same, but they are not as likely to end up happy. Others choose as their first love a person who comes from a similar background, or at least a partner their parents regard as ideal. This allows us to eat our cake and have it too, to be separated and yet not separated. Married life thus becomes barely distinguishable from what we grew up with. Guilt about separating from our parents is very common, whether it is conscious or not. It is generated by parents who don't give us permission to leave, who let us know that if we left them in order to pursue our own happiness, they would be seriously damaged. Children raised with this message often rebel by choosing a partner from quite a different world. This person helps them make a difficult break. But sometimes guilt leads them to choose a partner they allow to mistreat them, as though this were their self-punishment for defying their parents. Later in life, the story of first love often becomes important again. In middle and late age, when we regret the loss of youth, it is common to fantasize about being reunited with someone we once knew or loved. Even though the person has also grown older, he or she presumably remembers us in our youth and shared in it to some degree. We hope to see our young selves reflected in the person's eyes, thereby allowing us to connect with that which we once were, when we felt that anything and everything was possible. Like all other romantic scenarios, the later life fantasy about reunion with a first love represents a wish to turn back the clock, recapture our own youth, and make things turn out differently. We want to reconnect to a time when our love felt pure and unspoiled by calculation or cynicism. Or we want to go back to when the person we could only love from a distance, because at the time he or she seemed quite inaccessible, or because we were too shy to try.